what's up guys? What's up guys? So basically I'm gonna make this stream like I'm just gonna make this quick. Okay, so first of all, I took this trade on gold. Now obviously we can see that the fact that the price is just having a corrective move, obviously. So what I'm doing here is obviously taking this towards this forward draw. Alright, the reason why I'm taking this towards this specific draw right here is because one, okay. So you see on the forward context, you can see that this is where is it? So we're basically having such a like weird displacement, right? But this right here, price will in fact rebalance this level once again through this to this order block, right? This reclaimed order block over here, this area right here, and then we'll go lower, right? So that's what I'm expecting price to do. Anyways, first of all, right, let's go into the 15-minute time frame. So what I'm expecting price to do is at least retrace towards these highs right here and then go lower, right? So over here I'm taking this trade, and as you guys can see, this is on demo obviously, and this it's basically because we're following order flow, as you guys can see. So we're on the corrective move in the basically substructure, as you guys can see. So this is the swing structure, substructure right here, right? So I'm assuming price will in fact retrace at least towards this area, because price seems like it's correcting this move, right? It seems to have rebalanced this fair value gap, right? This fair value gap, and it swept these lows and it rebalanced this fair value gap. So we see this manipulation, we see the shifted market structure. So I'm expecting price will go all the way up there, right? Or even up here, right? Because price in general for gold is bullish, right? But it does need to rebalance price a little bit, but except the fact that you can see that this is basically just a rebalance. So I'm expecting price to at least draw towards these highs before it sweeps and then goes lower, right? Because there's a lot of equal highs, relative equal highs here, so there's a lot of risk in liquidity. So I'm expecting price to go there. So this doesn't really matter, but the two time frames I really trade are 15-minute and 1 minute. Okay, so I see the 1 minute CISD, and that's where entry, and the 15-minute. So you can see that this is following order flow. As you guys can see, we shifted from a sell program to a buy program, and we broke this internal term high over here, and we shifted from a sell program to a buy program, as you guys can see. So we have shifted price structure. So if anything, it will pull back to this fair value gap. I have this at the low of the fair value gap, because that way, even if it sweeps liquidity, it will basically gather the manipulation liquidity and then just go higher, because we know for a fact that it does need to continue to sweep all these relative equal highs, low resistance liquidity up here, all this unswept liquidity over here. So I'm expecting price to sweep this liquidity and then go lower. Okay, anyways, so that's what I'm expecting price to do. And this is just a demo trade. I didn't really check, because this is a demo trade. I didn't really check Forex Factory too much, but it seems like we don't really have any like specific news. It was just CPI at 11:30 my time. Anyways, let me move on to the second trade that I'm taking. So for example, right here, as you guys can see, so in this case, this is NASDAQ obviously, and as you guys can see, let me just do a fresh analysis. Okay, so you guys can see that there is a bit of a bullish structure over here, but as far as right now goes, you can see that this is basically shifting structure a bit. So you can see that this manipulation over here swept these highs. So obviously price does need to take this low over here and then, rebalance this level, sweep this liquidity, and then go higher towards this drawn liquidity to move further higher, right? So obviously price seems to be bearish at the moment, so that's why I'm taking this inverse fair value gap after manipulation towards this low, right? So that's my bias right now. So what I'm doing here is obviously I have this fair value gap which has been manipulated with these equal highs, and I have my stop loss above the fair value gap, so that way even if it reaches for these highs, it will still have some room to sort of breathe. And I'm targeting these lows because this low needs to be swept before the high needs to be swept, right? So I'm expecting price to sweep this and then go higher, because there's a lot of imbalance lower, you know what I mean? So again, I did check the divergence. Let me just check the divergence real quick. So it seems like price is losing displacement, so as you guys can see. So I'm expecting price to low-key rebalance this and then go higher. Okay, so that's the same narrative for all three of them actually. So again, same concept here, except I'm doing this on the 15-minute time frame above the fair value gap stop loss and towards this closest sell side liquidity draw, because it needs to sweep the liquidity over here. This has been mitigated. This liquidity needs to be swept, and then we continue higher towards the draw on liquidity, maybe even sweep these lows. And yeah, so this is basically my draw on liquidity. As you guys can see, there's a lot of rejection wicks here, so it's proving the loss in displacement over here. As you guys can see, manipulation wicks, okay, again rejection wicks, so it's a whole rejection block here. So that's why I'm expecting to take price over here safely. Okay, no problems there. So again, this is the whole concept, as you guys can see. And you guys can see that this is basically where I'm taking the trade from. This is the drawn liquidity for GBP USD, so it seems like it's retracing towards that. Okay, but in the current point in time, as you guys can see, it's retracing almost towards this. So obviously I'm expecting price rebalance and then just go higher. And this has not been made properly, so I'm expecting price to inverse this fair value gap over here and just go higher, right? And even though it's mitigated, right? So obviously we have a huge imbalance in price, this huge leg, right? But we are starting to see signs of a rebalance. So I'm expecting price to be bearish for a bit, right? For a bit, and then rebalance towards something like this fair value gap or even this fair value gap, because there's a draw on liquidity, right? I'm going to take a sell because this is, again, this is demo trading, so I don't really give a fuck. But I'm going to take this sell and sell towards. I don't really want to target anything or put a stop loss on it. I just want to see how it plays out. But I'm going to take a sell towards this draw on liquidity over here, because I'm expecting price to bounce off this after sweeping this fair value gap, because there's been a relative it's retracing towards this area. But again, if it does pull back, there is no fair value gap in this whole leg of price action. So I'm expecting it to sweep up to this level because there's a lot of liquidity to feed this move and then go higher. And you can see the loss in momentum over here, right? So again, that's pretty much where I have my bias and the momentum, the what do you call it? I mean, I didn't really check sessions, to be honest. I'm just trying to trade like entirely without time, aligning time. So it's okay. Let's see how this plays out. Just want to use this as a learning experience to move on to the real charts afterwards. Anyways, this is basically how I'm doing my charting, as you guys can see. And this is basically the main trade that I'm taking. It's on gold. And yeah, basically once you understand that this is the substructure on the swing structure over here, as you guys can see, let me just like hide this real quick. So as you guys can see, this right here is the swing structure. This is the substructure. So it's basically balancing some of these equalize, because there's a lot of pristine liquidity in this trend line over here. If I just let me get rid of all this junk on my screen. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of resting liquidity up there, like in this whole area right here. So I'm expecting price to take all this and then go lower. That's why I have my drawn liquidity TP over here. Okay, so again, there's no opposing PT areas here either. So that's why I'm expecting price to take this high right here and then just go lower. Okay, so that's why I'm taking this trade from following order flow, because you know this is below the fair value gap. So I'm following order flow. I'm taking it towards this because that gives me a 1 to 4. Okay, so you can see this is where the river is flowing. We go from a sell program. My bad, sorry. We go from a sell program to a bright buy program after we have a internal term high be broken. So now we'll just pull back and then go higher. That's why I have my fair value gap, stop loss below the fair value gap. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm the trades that I'm taking right now. And let's hope to improve from these trades. And this internal term high has been broken, as you guys can see. So we have a shift in market structure, and we have this whole shift in market structure from bearish to bullish. Okay, so now we're on the buy side of the market maker buy model.